Good afternoon, Good Shepherd. It's Wednesday, February 14th, Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, as well as Ash Wednesday. That strange confluence of those two dates. I want to start by thanking the men's group for the feeding of us, not quite 5,000, but we had a good crowd last night for the Shrove Tuesday pancake supper. And so, as always, thank you to all of the guys who cooked pancakes and sausages and prepared salad and all of that. It was a lot of fun, some good conversation, and really, really grateful that they continue to do that year after year. Today, of course, like I said, is Ash Wednesday. By the time you see this, the two services at Good Shepherd will have passed. But if you see this afternoon and you haven't made a visit to a church on Ash Wednesday, you could hit St. Tim's at 6:30 or at St. Gabriel's up in Cherry Hills Village at 6 p.m. So 6 p.m. at St. Gabe's, 6:30 at St. Tim's. So anyway, then of course this coming Sunday is the first Sunday of Lent. Regular service times, 7:45, Eucharist Zoomed in the parish hall in the chapel, and then 10:30 service in the sanctuary. Our hope is that will be live streamed. We'll confirm that later today and get that information out, but that's what we think will be happening, is that will be live streamed. A few words about the services, the Eucharistic services during Lent. We're going to use the prayers and Eucharistic prayer, confession, prayers of the people from Rite One, all during Lent. We are not going to do full-blown Rite One. You don't have to worry about getting the responses wrong. There's no and with your thy spirit, whatever. We'll just keep the standard responses, but we will use the prayers so that you get to hear a different set of language. It doesn't really have anything to do about being any more penitential, but it does have to do with hearing different words, and therefore creating in our hearts sort of a different receptivity. So we'll be doing that. And we will be doing kind of new service music. I think many people who've been Episcopalians for a long time will recognize it, because it's the what's known as the Healy Willen service music. And we'll be using the Lord Have Mercy as well as the Holy, Holy, Holy from the Healy Willen service. Many people will appreciate the return to that, and it's nice to do it every so often. So we will rehearse those before each service so that those of you who don't know them will be familiar when we hit that. Between the two services, of course, we will have our Lenten Faith Forum called With Gladness, Answering God's Call in Our Everyday Lives. So how do we hear what God is saying to us, and how do we answer that? How do we address it? Which parts do we incorporate? How do we move through it? This will be a 5-week session, and it will be a mixture of short little videos with some discussion following, and then at the end of each session, there will be sort of a practice for you to take home with you and work on throughout the week. So it's something different than what we've done before, and I encourage you to take part. I'm going to be checking to see for sure that we'll be able to Zoom that, because the videos are already online. To Zoom something that's already online, I'm not sure exactly how that works, but we'll be able to let you know if you're unable to do that, unable to be with us, that we'll be, whether or not we'll be Zooming that. So just to let you know that that's what's coming up. Right now, there isn't a whole lot more. You'll see in the other announcements in the e-news. But right now, there's not a whole lot more of special significance other than what you do see in the news. So I'm just going to conclude this day, a rather busy day, with a Lenten blessing, which I found and I think is really sort of meaningful. So, the blessing of God, who creates life out of death, be with you today. The blessing of God, who suffers with the sin of this world and blesses all humankind with grace, be with you always. The blessing of God, who sanctifies our transformations and turnings, be with you as you reveal the power of God's love to save. Amen. Look forward to seeing you soon. I hope the beginnings of your Lent are a blessing. Bye-bye.